Hey guys, Spooky Doll Lady Chris here. So today I'm going to be sculpting my figurine. If you follow my Instagram at all, I'm sure you've seen by now that I got the Nerdecrafter's Not Another Crap kit. So I sculpted actually a couple of figures with the little molds. Um, so I actually have two of them. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the second one yet. Um, I got really unlucky, and the one big bubble on both of them happened to be on the already somewhat fragile arm. So I'm setting this one aside because it's right on that hand, and there's also another one on the back of the hand, and I'm afraid I'm going to break this section of hand off. So I'm going to use this one, and the first thing I'm going to do is fill in that big bubble. But also, as you can see, I carved out some spaces for the eyes. I actually used my own resin mold rather than the one that came in the kit because I really want to make a little alien, and I wanted the big almond shaped eyes, and I happen to have a big oval on my own little mold. I bought this one actually to make Blythe eye chips. I forget which size is the Blythe eye chip size. I did measure them out. But there's not really any way to mark these. So I used this one, my big oval mold here, and I actually made about 4 of them, trying to get 2 that were consistent in thickness because what I'm going to do is sculpt the face, and I wanted the eyes to not stick out quite so much, so I carved little dips for them to sit in. I'm going to stick them in there with a little bit of clay and the liquid Sculpey. Okay, so I'm just going to get started. I don't really know what I'm doing with this clay. I've actually never used polymer clay. It's a little intimidating. Oh, that's kind of interesting. So the box actually says this is made in Cleveland, Ohio. Um, I'm in Cleveland, Ohio, so that's kind of neat. I did not know that. Okay, so it's just in here. It's in a box. I know that things said that it came with a resealable bag to put the clay in, but I didn't see one. So I'm gonna just, I think it's okay in here. I think it just, oh, this is really, it's kind of hard. I don't know if I need anything to condition it. I hope it'll be okay. I'm going to take just a little bit out at first because the first thing I want to do is just fill in like the bubbles and the holes, and there's holes on the back for wings and a tail, but I'm not going to be doing those. So I'm going to fill those in on this guy too. I'm thinking the other one I might do a bunny of some kind, and in that case I would use the tail, so I wouldn't fill the tail hole. But since I'm not doing that this time, I think that it would be a good idea. I'm just going to knead this because maybe I don't need to condition it. It might just need to be kneaded a little bit. I don't know. Um, I know the earlier version of the kits came with Sculpey clay. I think Jackie said that the Sculpey clay ran out and they substituted Cos clay in with the later kits. And I ordered mine when they were temporarily brought back. So that's why mine has Cos clay rather than Sculpey. Hey Julie. Oh, thank you. Thank you for letting me know. Yeah, I've never actually worked with polymer clay of any kind. So this is going to be an experience. Jackie did say that it won't really stick without the liquid Sculpey to adhere it. So I have that handy. It's ready to go. Maybe, I don't know how long before I put the clay on I'm supposed to put this on though. I don't think anybody's asked her that yet. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people who use polymer clay. most of them seem to have like the little mini pasta makers to knead it. If this is something I enjoy using, it's definitely something that's definitely something I would invest in. I just kind of want to see before I spend any money on tools if it's something I'm going to enjoy first. Um, okay, it doesn't say how early you put the liquid on before the clay, so I think it probably goes on right before. So I'm going to wait until this is soft and then I'll start filling the holes with the liquid stuff. And this one he got a little bit of a dip on the top of his head too, but I'm not going to fill that yet because when I do the face, I'm just going to cover that bit anyway. So I'm going to do it all at once. Yeah, this is why I was really excited about this kit, because it includes like all kinds of things that I would never have thought of. But apparently, like you really need the liquid Sculpey to stick, especially onto plaster because it's a smooth surface. So it won't adhere without it. All right, that's getting a little soft, and I just realized that I did not take out the included sculpting tools. I have my own, but I really want to try these out too. Because I don't have any that are exactly like this. And I'm kind of curious how they compare with the tools that I do have. So I don't think this will fit on my smaller camera, but this is what's included in Jackie's kit. Get the good scissors here. Whoops. There we go. Okay. Oh, I scratched myself. Hopefully that was on the paper and not the plastic. Okay. Yeah, so it comes with these dual-ended tools that are kind of neat. They have like the soft sculpting pieces on one end and then the daughters on the other. But they're also like ergonomic, which is kind of nice because I have a lot of sculpting tools that I used with my paper clays and stuff previously, but they don't have like fancy handles like that. So that's kind of nice. I think this is probably getting nice and soft. So I'm going to start filling the big holes. I'm debating if I want to stick the eyes on now. I think I'm going to stick the eyes on too because I feel like if they're in there nice and secure, then I won't have to worry as much about moving them around as I sculpt the rest of the head. So yeah, I collected those back in like the early 2000s and the late 90s. Those little alien figurines that were absolutely everywhere. They were in like every gumball machine in every grocery store. I had a massive collection of those little dudes. And for whatever reason, like that's not the idea I had in mind when I ordered the kit, but when I first sculpted my first little guy, like that's what came to my mind was those little aliens. So I kind of just decided as a spur of the moment thing that that's what I'm going to make for my first one is one of those the classic, gray, green, little green men style aliens. Okay, so I got the first eye stuck in there with the liquid and the Sculpey. I think I probably carved out a little bit more than I probably needed, but I figured it was better to carve out too much than not enough because it's kind of hard to carve the plaster gently. So this way I can get them raised to just exactly the right amount that I want and then get like the little eyelids sculpted around them later. And just kind of smooth that for now. And now I've got liquid and clay all over me, so I think this is kind of perfect for filling the holes, because that's basically how you got to do it. How to get rid of static. I usually spray it with some kind of a liquid, because static is, the dry fibers rubbing against each other. So if you get it a little bit, you don't even really have to get it damp. You just have to get liquid on it, to get the fibers to stop creating that static. I don't know if you use dryer sheets, because I know you have sensitivities like I do. But if you use dryer sheets, also sometimes just running a dryer sheet over the fabric can be helpful. All right, so I'm just gonna fill in the little holes in the back first. Oh, that's going pretty smoothly, actually. Wow. When I tried to do this with regular clay with my, no, I used epoxy with my, the little graveyard scene pieces that I got around Halloween. I tried to do this same thing and like just smooth it into the holes, and it didn't go this easily. So I guess polymer clay is just better for this. Or maybe it's the combination of the polymer clay and the liquid. I don't know. But this is going really well. I feel like this is going to be nice and smooth. Get all those holes, those tiny little bubbles gone. No, I definitely, we have we have dryness issues here because we have to run the heat because it's cold. So actually, I had to temporarily for a couple of days stop using my regular nasal spray and switch to Afrin to, constrict those blood vessels up in my nose, because I was getting the seasonal nosebleeds. Those are always the best. Just the dry air nosebleeds, where it's not even like a proper bleed. It's just, your nose is just dribbling all day and you can't actually blow your nose because it's blood that's dribbling out of your nose. It's super fun. Ugh. I just realized I never started my music for this stream. It's very quiet in my house. And now my hands are all gross. That's okay. I think I have like two good fingers here. Get that going. Oops. All right. It was going. Uh-oh. Unavailable. What? Oh no. Well, maybe I don't have music for this one. That's why it didn't start, I guess, because it's giving me error messages and saying the video is unavailable. But I used Stream Beats, which is like that's what everybody uses, right? I don't know what happened. Hmm. Well, I don't want to put anything else on because if I put other music on that I haven't been able to search out properly the rights for, I don't want to get my video claimed when I put it up on YouTube later. Oh my gosh, yeah. The static from the little threads when you're sewing is sometimes, oh, it's just the worst. They get all stuck all up in your projects too. Oh, so annoying. Slipstream? Thank you. I will definitely look that up. Um, yeah, because I don't really like doing streams that are just like silent in between me talking. It just it feels way more awkward this way. I had a few streams that got muted after the fact because I used music that said it was royalty free and good for streaming and apparently wasn't. And I know YouTube is even it possibly even harsher than Twitch as far as claiming stuff goes, so I don't want to take any risks. I see you're a first time commenter too. I think I saw you on Lux's stream the other day, did I not? I think that was you in our little chat thread about starting up on Twitch and YouTube. Oh boy, we're gonna fill the big hole right now. This is the big boy. I tried to shake the mold and everything and really get it out of there, and it just, for whatever reason, that arm, even on my second figure, like that's where the bubbles got concentrated, is that arm. So I'm just gonna have to be careful about that. Maybe if I tilt it that way as I'm filling it and get that filled in first, it won't bubble as much. I thought I recognized the username. Well, hey, thanks for coming and subbing over here. I really appreciate it. I think I have like 23 subscribers now. Woohoo! I only have, like 3 or 4 people who actually watch my streams regularly, so whenever I see a new name, I do try to acknowledge it. I want new people to feel welcome on my streams. We're all friendly here. Okay. I think it's still, yeah, there's a little bit of a dip, so I'm going to have to put a little bit more in there. Oh boy. Oops. Oh, I'm going to have to probably get in there with the tools because I just got a little bit too much in that little armpit there. And this arm is kind of notoriously fragile. I've seen so many people in the videos using her kit where this arm just snaps right off. So I'm going to try and be gentle with it. Kind of hard for me. I'm not really known for being gentle. But I'm going to try. Yeah, of course. I want everybody to feel welcome here. I always feel special when I get a new follower, so especially when it's those rare occasions where it's not somebody I know in real life. Because I think most of my followers so far across all of my social medias are people I know in real life. Okay, nearly there now. I'm just gonna get this little leg. I think that's the last of the bubbles. Yeah, there's a little bit on this side that I'm gonna get. And then I'm gonna start on the head. And the eyes, oop, they're still sliding around a bit. I have to be gentle with them. I kind of figured that. I didn't think that the clay was gonna like fully set in there until it's baked. So I think as long as I'm gentle with it, um, there's definitely some clay on there too on the outside, but that's okay. I'm gonna paint the outside of the eyes. I know a lot of people, most people, technically the right way to do it is to paint the back, but because it's an alien, it's not gonna be like a normal little like iris and pupil. So I kind of just want to do the front of it. And I got my mica powder out because I'm going to paint it black and then throw a little mica powder on it. Get a little bit of my tea there. Okay. Another. This liquid Sculpey is really good. Oh boy, this clay is just stuck to my finger the second I touch it with that liquid Sculpey. Kind of awesome. All right. Support the back because otherwise I'm afraid I'm going to snap the head off while I'm doing this. Okay. Oops. A little too hard. Trying to smooth out, there's a little bit of a seam area here on the side of the leg that I want to get smoothed. And then I think that's the last of the bubbles. So, yeah. All of the bubbles filled. Oh, I missed a small little section here. That's okay, Julie. I think you probably comment more on any of my streams. Um, You on my crafting streams and my friend Drea on my gaming streams probably comment more than like all of my other followers combined, so it's totally fine. Okay. Oh, I want to fill that in a little better. Oh my god, it's so stuck to me with the liquid Sculpey. I don't know if Fimo makes one, actually. Um, but I think it's probably very similar, if not the same thing. So I think the Sculpey one would be fine to use with Fimo, I would think. Um, it's just bakeable glue, really, from what I understand. I'm saying that like I'm an expert and this is my first time ever using it. I'm just going off of what Jackie said in her videos. But yeah, I think it's just like a bakeable glue. All right. Um, Now I gotta get the tools because I'm gonna try and get these little seamy areas in the little legs. I'm not gonna bother with under the arm because you can't really see it, but I want to get like the open areas in the legs here. It's kind of hard to get on the camera, but there's like little indents where the seams of the mold came together. Um, Probably just I can probably get better at that as I make more of these. I would imagine it's probably because I didn't get it together all the way, but it's not super noticeable. And if I were putting any kind of like clothes or body details on my little figurine, it wouldn't even matter. But because I'm doing like the little naked alien style, it's just kind of obvious being right there on the open side. So yeah, see that already. It's just much smoother. Yeah, that's okay. I have no idea what I'm doing with most of the games either, to be honest. Um, I just play them because I enjoy it. I'm not good at video games, but I enjoy them, so I give them a shot. And most of the time, I'm not like embarrassingly bad at most games, so I'm just I'm not great at them. All right, maybe I can knock this in there. Yeah. Oh, these little squishy tools are gonna come in handy. So I'm just, oops, turning this way. Just kind of pushing that glue into that little seam area so that I can get this in there. Don't stick to me, stick to the figure. Just want to smooth that out better. So it's kind of funny because when I found my alien collection from, the early 2000s, all of those gumball machines and like we have a little it's like a kiddie amusement park here. It's called Swings and Things. And they have like the little arcade section and they had the little aliens and the prizes. So I got them there anytime a friend would have a Swings and Things birthday party. Of course, I would only pick the aliens for my prizes. So I had an entire shoebox full of those little gumball machine aliens. And when I found it, I was like, I don't even have anywhere to put all of these. So I got rid of basically all of them except for like a handful that were my favorites. And now that I get this kit, that's the first thing I make is another alien. Um, but it's just that's just what I saw in my head when I pulled the little figure out of the mold for some reason. Was one of my little aliens. So I guess I'm rebuilding the collection. Okay. I think the arm looks nice and smooth. Oh, I got fingerprints on it though. Do those just, oh, they smooth out so nice. Okay, that works. Um, yeah, I feel like this is good enough. So let me just try and get some of this off of my hands. I'm so sticky from the liquid clay. Oh boy. Okay, there we go. That should be better. Because I want to clean the fronts of the eyeballs off really quick. Oh geez. Oh no, my camera! I bumped my camera. Hang on, let me reset it. It's not a good webcam. It's really not. Uh, if I bump it, it stops working. So, oh boy, I was gonna get another one on Black Friday, and I had the $300 vet bill in November, so I didn't have any spending money for Black Friday, so I didn't. And now I just still have the crappy camera that constantly freezes. But that's okay. My birthday's in March. I'll just put it on the birthday list. And hopefully by March we'll have a new house and I'll have a proper little studio set up. And I'll actually have somewhere to attach a camera to. Yeah, let me see if I can pull an image up on Google really quick. Hey, me too. When in March? Mine's the 28th. Oh my god, this is bringing up so many memories. Okay, so there were some that oh geez. There we go. I tried to make it bigger and it completely went to a new website. There's some that looked like this and were like rainbow colored. Some of them would be like glow in the dark or they'd have glitter in them. Um these, yeah. Let me pull this one up. Like these little dudes. I still have a couple of these like this. Let's see. Let's see if I can find, no, not ads, images. Here we go. Wonder if I can find the exact collection that I had. Oh my god, that's it. The little metallic ones here. The alien invasion. Yeah, I had a bunch of those. Oh, 25th, so even the date is close. How about that? Small world. Yeah, they were like little extreme sports aliens, and there were like skiing ones and snowboarding ones. I'm trying to make it bigger, and it's not getting bigger. There we go. Okay. I think there was a baseball one. Rollerblades. Yeah. I had a bunch of the metallic ones. And then I had a couple that were clear with glitter in them. But like, yeah, those little bitty gumball machine ones, those were my favorite. I had so many of those. And I don't know why, but like when I pulled the little dude out of the mold, like he's this shape. He's not really shaped like them, but when I pulled the little dude out of the mold, I was like, that looks exactly like the little alien figurines. I have to make one of those. So that's what I'm gonna do. I just have to round out the top of this head and make it a little bit more bulbous. And I kind of want to put a little clay under the feet because they tilt a little bit downward. and I kind of want mine to look a little bit more up, so I'm going to put some clay under his feet. But I have to pull out more clay because this is all I have left. Yes, exactly. Uh-huh. They were, oh my god, those were my favorite. I had so many of them. And then I got like bigger ones. And I kept a couple of the bigger ones, I think. I have two that are like, they're silver and they're vinyl and bendable, and they're like this tall. And I kept those. But I got rid of most of the little tiny ones because, like, I don't even have any way to display them. And had I known at the time that I got rid of them that we were going to move and I would have a whole art room that I could like stash them all over the art room in, I might have kept them. But, you know, hindsight's 2020 and all that. I didn't. I did not know, so I got rid of them. Yeah, they're, oh my gosh, that was just that was a nostalgia trip looking at Google on those. Um, they used to have like alien everything back in like the late 90s and early 2000s. Because the little green alien imagery was just very popular at that time. So they had like little gangster aliens. I think I had a couple of little gangster aliens. Um, I mean, like 1930s gangsters, not like gangsta. They had those too, I think, but I had like the little dudes, little aliens in suits and fedoras and stuff. Trying to think what else they came as that I had. They had them in like little animal suits. I had a few of them that were in little animal costumes. Uh, I don't know. I literally, when I say I had a shoebox full, I mean I literally had an entire shoebox that was full to the top of little alien figurines. Like that was my thing. I loved those little dudes. I got them every time. Like my brothers would always pick candy and I would get little aliens. Okay, I think this is soft. I don't need it to be super soft because I'm just gonna basically build up the feet. All right, I'm gonna try and use my little scopy tool instead of my finger this time. And maybe my hands won't get quite as messy. All right. I'm really trying to stick it more to the front of the feet. Um, to sort of just lean it back a little bit. All right, that should be enough, I think. Okay, so I'm going to take a little bit at a time because I'm not actually sure. Not actually sure how far I want to tilt him backwards because I don't want him to like flop over the other direction. Um, I just don't want like his eyes to be pointed at the ground, you know. I haven't decided yet either what I'm going to put in his hand. I didn't really get that far in my thought process. My thought process was pretty much just, hey, this looks like one of those gumball machine aliens. So, yeah, that's about as much planning as I really did. that and thinking enough to carve out the little eye divots. All right, so this is where he was before. This is kind of where he is now. I think that's probably good. So I'm going to put a little bit on the other foot. That's so cool. Oh my gosh. I used to want to go to Roswell really, really bad. That was like my ultimate dream vacation. I wanted to go there for their UFO festival. I still think that'd be cool, but I don't know if I'd want to go for the UFO festival because that's in the summer, and I don't think I could survive in the desert in the summer. I live in Cleveland. I'm better suited to cold weather. Yeah, I was the weird alien kid in elementary school though. That was me. I was the one who like read all of the UFO conspiracy books. I was obsessed with the X-Files. I collected the alien figurines. That was like my personal identity as a child. I was into all of the sci-fi and horror stuff, so I actually got in trouble a lot for telling other kids scary stories and they would get too scared. That's just like that was the kind of child that I was. Okay, that's better. Yeah, I like this angle a lot better. See, he was kind of forward before. Now he's looking straight ahead. Okay. So, let me smooth that out just a little bit more because it's a little lumpy and I want it to be completely flush so there's no, I don't want it to be wobbly basically. Especially because I'm going to build up on his head. I'm a little worried that's going to throw off the center of gravity. I was also super into urban legends as a kid, so like I'm absolutely thrilled to see that Gen Z is like obsessed with the cryptids and stuff now, and like the urban legends are coming back again. Add just a little bit more. Because now that I smoothed it out, he's starting to lean back again. Okay. Okay, here we go. Smoothie, smoothie, smoothie. I think you're actually supposed to use alcohol to smooth this clay. But my alcohol is across the room, and I don't really feel like rolling all the way over there right now, so. So I'm going to try and do without it as much as I can. I do want to smooth around the sides of the feet though, so that I don't have like a ridge where I obviously built up with clay. I also think that that will probably help him stand up a little better. Let me do this. Try and squish it flat. There. Okay. See, that made a nice flat surface. I'm afraid to press down too hard because I don't want to break anything because it is just a plaster figurine. But I think that is probably going to be the best way to do that. And I'm going to leave the bottom not perfectly smooth because I'm more concerned with having him stand up than I am with having the bottoms of his feet look nice. I don't think anybody's really going to look at the bottoms of the feet. Stuck to me. Clay is a lot stickier than I was expecting. I guess I don't know why I thought it wouldn't be. I mean, paper clay isn't, but like epoxy sculpt is super sticky, so I guess just because Jackie really, what's the word I'm looking for? Like she really enthusiastically said to not try and stick it without the liquid sculpt. So I guess I just wasn't expecting it to be sticky at all without liquid sculpt on it, and it's very sticky. So it is a little bit different to work with. Because, like, again, paper clay is just not really particularly sticky. Although the air dry Sculpey clay that I tried on my last stream was also really sticky. So, I don't know. Maybe it was just the clay I was using before wasn't good. Okay, he's pretty stable now. So I'm going to leave the feet as they are. I'm going to take out another block and start working on the face. Maybe a little bit more than that. I don't actually know how much I'm going to need because I'm not super experienced at sculpting. I would imagine the more experience with sculpting you have, you probably can just eyeball what you're trying to make and know how much clay to take off the block. But I guess, oh, well, that just broke in half. That'll make it easier. I guess it doesn't really matter though, because I think this clay doesn't really dry out, from what I understand. As long as you don't bake it, it stays pretty much exactly as it is. Oh man, yeah, the pasta maker thing would definitely be helpful. I'm glad this is only medium firm. I don't know what firm clay would feel like if this is medium firm. Because it starts out really, really stiff. That's okay. It's good occupational therapy for my hands. I should be doing more kneading type exercises anyway, so. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of build a little bit of a chin, and I'm probably going to need more than this. Make like eyelids around the eyes to kind of hold them in a little better, and then just build up the top of the head a little bit. And then I gotta figure out what I'm gonna put in this dude's hand. Because he needs something. He's got a little grippy hand. Could give him like a little pitchfork. That'd be kind of fun. I'm pretty sure I did have little angel and devil aliens in my collection at some point. That's what I should do. I should do the other guy as an alien too, and do like a little angel and devil one. Oh my god, the 2000s energy with that. There was a lot of that imagery in the early 2000s too, the little angel and devil on everything. I'm pretty sure I had like one of those baby doll t-shirts with little angel and devil characters on it. Okay. Well, if I'm going to put this all over the head, should I just put the liquid sculpt all over the head? I guess. I'm definitely going to need a bigger block because just putting that on top of the head, like, that's just enough to build the head up. There's not going to be enough to put eyelids and a chin on, so let me just start with it. I'm just going to start with it. Just knead it out until it's kind of thin. Yeah, maybe I don't want to build the head up too much because I'm getting a little worried about how that's going to affect the center of gravity. I mean, he's not wobbly because I built his little feet up really well, but I'm just afraid if I put too much on top of the head, it's going to pull him forward again. You almost need a little bit of physics knowledge with this too. Like a bit of engineering to figure out how much you can add without toppling him over. I think that's the most challenging thing I've encountered so far with this kit is just how wobbly the figures are. Like right out of the mold, um, even if you line them up really well, they still get a little bit of a ridge. So you gotta sand that off. And they're still just not particularly steady. They're a little bit front heavy because of the way that they're leaned. Um, but that's okay. I've seen a lot of people do a lot of really creative things to get around that. So it's not like a deal breaker. Like they're still really, it's a really nice high quality mold. Um, if I were better with resin, I would really, really be interested to see how well it works casting it in resin. But I have almost no experience with that. Although there was resin included in the kit as well. There's UV resin in there. So added to my collection of cheap bottles of UV resin. Um, because all of the resin that I have was pretty much bought off of Amazon and Wish.com. I didn't want to spend a lot of money until I figured out if I actually liked working with resin. Um, oh, I don't have liquid sculpt on the bottom half. That's why it's coming off. But like I cast the eyes out of the resin and it's good resin. I actually think though that it's not quite as clear as the one that I got off of Amazon. So I might still use the one from Amazon rather than the expensive one from the kit just because it's a little whiter. This one has a little bit of a yellowish tint to it. Um, which I guess, I mean, it's not that bad. Like, it's just, I'm a little worried about if I try to cast a specific color that it might get a little bit distorted. So, like, this is, well, the lighting in this room is already pretty yellow, so it's kind of hard to tell. But if I put it on, like, the white napkin, you can see that it's got, like, a little bit of a yellowish tinge. So, that's the resin that was in the kit. It's not bad. Like, I have other resin in my resin drawer that is definitely much, much yellower, but I kind of expected better because like Jackie uses the Sophie and Toffee resin all the time on her channel and the stuff looks fantastic, but I don't know. I didn't do anything differently and my resin came out yellow, so I don't know. I'm not sure what happened, what I did wrong, or not even necessarily wrong, but just like different from what she did. Like I squirted it into the mold, I put the light on it, and it turned yellow. Okay. I'm just gonna get the clay on before I worry about getting it into any kind of a shape. So it's pretty lumpy right now. I just want to get the head covered, and then I will start shaping. I'm gonna go off of this corner here. I don't have any birds on my feeder today. I don't know what's up with that. I mean, it's kind of yucky out, but like there were birds on the feeder the day that we had like 30-mile-an-hour winds. So I don't know. I like to nerd out about my birds on my streams. I have a nice variety of birds that hang out in my yard because I'm close to a park. And if I move somewhere, if I end up moving somewhere that's not close to a park, I'm going to be a little bit sad because I really do enjoy seeing and learning about all kinds of different birds. Like all we did was put out a bird feeder and a suet cube, and we get everything in the backyard now. We get cardinals. We had orioles in the summer. I think the orioles migrated because I haven't seen them since maybe August. Um, they were really pretty. They were bright yellow. We get cardinals. Lots of cardinals. That's Ohio State birds, so I'm not surprised we have lots of cardinals. Um, finches, lots of finches. Some chickadees. Some blackbirds. They're not ravens. I'm disappointed. I wish I could somehow figure out how to get ravens in the yard because I want to befriend them. But we haven't gotten any ravens yet. We have pigeons. We got pigeons out there. Let's see, what else do we have? A woodpecker. There's a really pretty black and white striped woodpecker with a little red tuft on his head. I don't remember what specific type of woodpecker he is, but he's out there every single day, several times a day. Our woodpecker really loves our food, apparently. Um, we got a couple of tufted titmice out there recently. Those are the newest ones. Um, they're really cute. They're like the finches, kind of, but they have a tuft like a cardinal, but they're all gray. And then they have little white bellies and a little like bright orange, kind of rust colored spots under their wings. All right. Well, that's looking rough so far. He's very lumpy. But we'll get some shaping going soon. I just need to get a little bit more actually on the head. Yeah, I'm gonna go all the way around the head. I do want to add a little bit to the back just to try and counterbalance some of this front weight a little bit. So there wasn't a whole lot of weight on the front until I put the clay right over the face. So I'm gonna just throw a little liquid Sculpey on here and try and undo that. Yeah, we get a lot of really pretty birds. We're moving close, so like hopefully we'll still have a lot of the same birds, because we're not gonna move anywhere that adds to my mom's work commute. Um, because obviously, like, oh, I shouldn't have done the feet first, because now I'm messing up the feet trying to do the face. Damn it. I'll go back to fix those later. But yeah, because she drives home pretty late at night, and neither of us are really comfortable with her driving extra time late at night when she's tired. So we're staying pretty close, but I don't know that we're going to be able to get another house that's right by a park. Um, just because we're trying to get a bigger house, and with our budget, I don't know if we can be picky about location and have a bigger house. I think this is going to be really hard to smooth, so I may just add all the way around the head and smooth it down into the neck instead. I think that's going to be the easiest way to go. I'm so mad I did that. Like, I smashed up the whole fronts of the feet. I shouldn't have done them first. I should have known better. But that's okay, because I wouldn't have known how much to build up on the head if I hadn't done the feet first. So we'll fix it later. I can come back to it. I think this is why most of the videos I've watched, people will like stop and bake to save their work in between steps, but like I'm trying to do this as a stream. I don't want to just sit and wait for like an hour. Well, I guess it would be half an hour while this thing bakes, just to have my feet be not get flattened. Like it's fine. I'll just fix them later. Even if I have to fix them off stream. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit more to the top of the head just to get that like really bulbous alien look going on. And then I'm going to, I think, wash my hands off and start smoothing. Where's my X-Acto? We also have a hawk. That's the unfortunate thing about living really close to the park. Because the hawk seems to have caught one of the other birds recently, unfortunately. I don't know which one it was. My mom just said that there were some feathers over by our shed, unfortunately. So that may be why we've had fewer birds at the feeder the last couple of days. They're just a little afraid for their lives right now. Poor birds. Yeah, I have some pictures on my phone. They're not super clear because obviously it's on my phone. But the hawk just came in and just like chilled in my yard for a good 10 minutes. The one day it was just sitting on the ground. And I can't blame it. Like, I can't blame the hawk for hanging around, because we put up the bird feeder and all of a sudden, like, every small critter in the neighborhood hangs out in our backyard. We have all of the squirrels, because we also throw peanuts out for the squirrels. And every time I view a house that has acorns, I bring home acorns for the squirrels. The chipmunks, too. The chipmunks eat basically everything the birds and the squirrels eat. And then we get like swarms of finches that'll just hang out in the yard all at the same time. So yeah, I mean, if I were a hawk, I'd probably hang around looking for food too. It's an all-purpose snack bar. It just makes me a little sad that it might have scared some of the birds off. Oh well. It's nature, man. Nature's brutal. Hawks are scary too. I don't know if it might even be like some kind of a small eagle or something, because I don't know how big hawks are supposed to get, but this thing's wingspan is like, it's enormous. It's huge. Kind of scary watching that thing take off from the yard. All right, nice and soft again. This just feels so weird. Like, it almost feels like epoxy sculpt, but it still feels very different. It kind of feels like epoxy sculpt feels right after you mix it, when it's still a little bit too sticky to work with. But I think that this clay is just always going to be this sticky. So I don't know. But at the same time, it smooths much better than epoxy sculpt. So as long as I go and wash all of the liquid sculpt off of my hands, I think, because it's still sticking to every area that I had liquid sculpt on. But other than that, like, it's smoothing way better. So I don't know, like, I think I could get used to using polymer clays. Definitely a learning curve. All right. Just trying to get these all smoothed out around the neck, push out any liquid sculpt that may be just kind of bubbled up hiding under there, so I can wipe it all off before I start smoothing. Because I think if I start smoothing and then liquid sculpt starts oozing out, it's going to turn back into a mess. All right. This is like the one time that I didn't have a rag ready to go for my hands, to clean my hands in between steps. And I got all sticky. Okay. All right, my hands are all clean. No more liquid sculpt, so let's see if I can start smoothing this. Yeah, okay. This smooths pretty nicely, actually. Huh. This is very different to work with than really anything else that I've worked with so far. Again, it's not like I've been playing with clay all that long, but it's so different. Like, this is kind of unexpected. Because I've only been sculpting on and off for, I think, going on 2 years now. I started in 2019 in like February or March, after my hand surgery, as occupational therapy. Um, I've tried a few different kinds of clay, but most of them were air dry clays. And air dry clays are very different from polymer clays. They tend to be fiber clays for one thing, so it is a little harder to smooth them out because there's just the lumps of the paper pulp or whatever it is that they're made from. Just inherently, that's that's part of the clay. Um, hmm, this is, I don't know, I like this. Kind of am gonna have to get out my better smoothing tools though, I think. Like right now I'm just trying to get the big lumps out. Not necessarily like smooth out all of the lines. I just want to get like an even rounded shape going. Get all of the big lumps and bumps out of it. I don't know that I'm going to be able to get it perfectly smooth just because like I'm not that great at sculpting. Um, because again, I haven't been doing this that long. And definitely not on a first try. Like what I may end up doing is getting it to a point where I feel comfortable that if I can't do better, this is okay. And then I'm going to bake it. And then I may try to do more detail work on a second layer. So I do want to take just a tiny bit more here though, because I feel like you see the light spot up there at the top of the eye. I feel like that's not really enclosed as well as I would like up in that upper corner. I just want like just the tiniest little bit to cover that a little bit better. Because I don't want the little eye to fall out as I'm actually shaping it, you know? Yeah, that's... Trying to make sure that they're sitting at the same angle. I think we're good. Okay. Wow, this is... Maybe I can fix these feet. Oh no, 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 no. I just peeled it off. I gotta just stop. Oh boy. Okay, yeah, just stop. Stop touching those. Okay, sculpting tools. So I want a big flat surface because this is the only flat surface that's included. And I want one of my wider ones. Oh, you know what? My big tools are in my drawer. There we go. Because I haven't actually used the big ones yet. I actually got these for Christmas last year, and I've been too afraid to try any large sculpting projects, so they've just kind of sat in my drawer. I feel bad. um, okay, so I'm going to want my flat edges for sure. I want probably an angled edge to get around the eye. I want my little itty bitty. So this was a really good kit that I got last year. It has itsy bitsy tools all the way up to the really big fat ones. So I don't know that I'm going to need the angled one for that. I'm going to want maybe this one though. And the ball tools for sure. Okay. So I'm just going to start kind of trying to smooth everything out here. This is where I feel like maybe the alcohol would come in handy. I might go get that. But again, I don't really know how much it's going to help because I've never used this stuff before. I'm very new to polymer clay. Because with the air dry clay you just use water. Oh no. This eye too. I almost missed it because it's like right on the top there. It's not covered. Okay. I feel super awkward without having music in the background. I don't know that I've ever done a stream without music. I guess maybe my first couple, I don't know if I had music for those. It just feels weird to me. Like being on the radio without anything happening. Just dead air. Alright. Since I have this little block out, I'm going to go around this eye. Oops. If I can stop dropping my little clay pieces. Oh boy. Somehow my hands always know when there's a camera, and I get clumsier than usual. Happens in video games too. Although the most embarrassing thing that has happened while playing video games so far is that I just put my Visage gameplay up on YouTube, and I literally turned into a stupid horror movie character in that game. Like it's so bad. I don't know that I've ever been so just silly in a video game before. But the little ghost girl Lucy was like coming after me. So I ran into a room and I closed the door and I was like, oh good, I'm safe. And I just started like putzing around in the room looking at stuff again. And of course she comes after me again because apparently Lucy comes after you if the game senses that you're not like playing it seriously enough. Um, so yeah, she starts coming after me again, and I'm standing in the room, and I'm just like, "How did she get in? The door's closed." Guys, Lucy's a ghost. I closed a door against a ghost, and then I couldn't believe it when she got in. Oh my god! And I did that more than once. I did it like twice. I think I did it twice in that gameplay. I was absolutely shocked that she got in. uh, I feel like I need to judge those horror movie characters a little less harshly in the future because I apparently turn into them when I play scary video games. And I don't get it because I can watch horror movies and like I don't get scared at all. I've never been scared at a movie, but I play these games and I get absolutely terrified. Like when I play Poppy's Playtime, I got so scared I got a stomach ache. Like I had to go and play a silly game afterwards to to calm myself down because I got too scared. Like I started to feel sick because I was being chased by, lanky Furby. I think that might have been because it looked like a Furby though. Because I do have like a genuine thing about Furbies. I don't like them. I don't like Furbies. And I say that as somebody who makes horror dolls for a living. I do not like Furbies. I had a bad experience with a Furby. I don't like Furbies. I don't like anything that looks like Furbies. I don't know what my excuse is for Visage, because that's just like a normal looking ghost child. But that Poppy's Playtime, man, it's because I'm pretty sure it's just because that thing looks like a Furby, and Furbies, ooh, I don't do Furbies. I keep forgetting and like holding this thing up by me and not in front of the camera. It's because it's starting to get dark and it's easier to see it when it's like right in front of my face. I didn't want to put my ring light on again. I kept knocking it over last time. It did help, but like I kept knocking it over. I need to get a better setup for streaming. So like that's one of the things that when we're looking at houses, like I really do put a lot of thought into whichever room is going to be my art room because it needs to have space to put up like a proper streaming setup. So I can set this stupid camera that cannot be touched without freaking out, and I can set up a ring light that I won't accidentally knock over every 5 minutes. I'm not a huge fan of the Chuck E. Cheese animatronics either. They're okay. They don't like horrify me in the visceral way that Furbies do, but I don't particularly like them. I probably would not enjoy like being in a Chuck E. Cheese after dark, but what gets me more is actually the dudes in the suits. I don't like that. I really don't like that. The mascot suits. Um, and that again, it's not like something that is like viscerally horrifying for me. Like I can be around them. They just make me really weirdly uncomfortable. I think it's just the fact of like I don't know who's in there. Not that it would make a difference if they weren't in there because again, I've got face blindness. I I wouldn't be able to recognize them anyway. They're 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 really not any different than any other stranger on the street, but for some reason when you put a person in a mascot suit, like it just makes me uncomfortable. Yeah, I feel like the big difference for me between the animatronics and a Furby is that the animatronics are pre-programmed. They don't they don't learn, so you can't really teach them to say things that are horrifying if you hear them in the middle of the night with no context. Um, I don't like that the Furbies learn. I know there was an indie video game that involved toys that were very similar to Furbies, and it was also a horror game. And I can't think of the name of it. And when I brought up how I didn't like the Poppy's Playtime because how it scared me as much as it did because it looks like a Furby, because that huggy thing looks like a Furby. I did get asked if I was going to play that other game. And the answer to that is fuck no. Because those things are specifically designed in that game to basically be a Furby. And I don't want to do it. I don't think I can do it. I just don't think I have that in me. Like, honestly, I am less terrified playing something like Resident Evil or Silent Hill, where the monsters are monster-like, than I am about playing a game where the villain is a sentient Furby. I just don't like I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And I've watched a bunch of gameplays of the Five Nights at Freddy's games. I don't know that I could play those either. I may try at some point. Cause like I played Slender for my Halloween stream, my throwback stream, and that was surprisingly fun. Like I wasn't good at it. I couldn't beat it, but I had a good time. So I don't know, maybe at some point I will, but I'm definitely not playing that Furby one. I think that's just going to be too much. I can't do it. I'm a baby. I'm in art groups with people who make the long Furbies. And every time they come up, I have like this visceral soul shudder. Oh, it's awful. And I mean, I can see the artistry in their work in making these things, and I can appreciate it, but they still make me shudder every time I see them. And I know that most people just look at those things and think they're funny, but like they're not funny to me. They're scary. They're actually scary. And I do suspect that it's like a genuine phobia because there's not rational limits to my Furby fear. um I had the I had the Gremlins one, the Gizmo, that's basically like a Gizmo Furby. I had one of those. And I wasn't afraid of my Gizmo, but like I just do not want Furbies in my house in any form. Like I am fully self-aware enough to realize that it's absolutely silly where I draw the line with things that scare me, but I don't know. It's just Furbies are on that list. I'm not a fan of Teletubbies either, because they kind of look like Furbies. Is that weird? I think Teletubbies look like Furbies. And those other things, oh my god, what are they called? Boobas? I think they're called boobas. I hate those things too. Oh my god. Oof. Awful. Just filling in areas where I'm noticing little dips. Trying to get them to all smooth out evenly. Then I'm going to press in a little mouth with the ball tools after I get the head smoothed. And then I think that's going to be it on this one. I'm going to figure out what to put in his hands on a different day. Just because I do kind of want to get it baked in the oven before I have a chance to like let him fall on his face and get smashed. I want to do the head. I want to like fix up the feet where I kind of smushed them a little bit. And then I'm going to bake him. Because I can always come back and add more later. And then I think I'm going to paint it. I don't know if I'm going to paint it on this next stream or if I'm just going to like put a base coat on and then do like the detail work on the next stream, because I have some stuff planned for the painting stage that I think is going to be kind of fun. Because I'm doing a really simple sculpt, and I know that a lot of people who bought this kit have done like crazy intricate things with it. But I'm saving most of the fun stuff for the paint stage. I don't want to spoil what I'm planning because I do think it's going to be really cool. And I think that it may be interesting to watch. Just suffice it to say, I'm not painting him green. He's a little green man style alien, but he's not going to be green. Damn it. Yeah, I'm going to have to fix the feet up because he's starting to fall forward again. That's okay. We'll smooth the head, then we'll worry about the feet. And it is smoothing really nicely. I will say that. While this clay is definitely going to be a learning curve for me, it smooths very nicely. It's kind of hard to get the head totally smooth though, because I put just like a lump of clay on top of it. And there was already a dip in the plaster. But I'm going to do my best. This might actually be a long stream because I'm just going to keep going until I'm ready to bake him. I may just have to run and feed my bunny in about half an hour. She doesn't like being fed late. She will definitely not let me hear the end of it if I feed her late, just so I can play with my little alien guy. She'll be very unhappy later. A little bit of a line right here. There we go. Oh, raid. Hey, cool. I've never been raided before. How's it going? Minty Minin. Minoon? Minin? I don't know. Thank you for the raid. That's so cool. My first raid. Yeah, I've never been raided before. Been streaming for probably, I don't know, like 8. Oh my god, it's December. Like 9 months. Yeah, it's my first raid. Thank you. It's also my first time playing with this clay, so I'm kind of just figuring things out here. Also, I usually have music going, but I previously was using the Harris Heller Stream Beats, and my whole playlist of Stream Beats songs came up as unavailable today, so we're doing a quiet stream. Thank you. Yeah, it's exciting. Have fun making dinner. Okay, nearly smooth. Almost there. I think the back might still just end up a little bit lumpy just because the uneven amount of clay that I had to put on the back of it is going to make it really hard to get it perfectly smooth. Um, but it's kind of like the underside of the feet where I'm not really concerned because I feel like when I put them on a shelf, it's not going to be visible. So it's probably okay. And also, the secret mystery paint job that I have planned, I feel like is going to hide a lot of small lumps and bumps. So as long as I get it mostly smooth, I think we'll be okay. Just trying to get these really, really big lumps here. Okay. Almost there. And then I will work on the eyes. All right. I think that's probably pretty good. I don't see any major lumps looking at it head on, so I'm going to say that we're in the clear. I'm going to take the little one. And, oops, I must have hit that with my fingernail at some point. It's just a little bitty nick right there. Let's clear that out. Ooh, I bumped my camera. Did I freeze it? No. Okay, we're good. My cheap camera, if I bump it too hard, it freezes. So I gotta just kind of keep an eye on that. So yeah, I'm making one of those little gumball machine aliens. Because as I was saying before, I collected these as a kid just furiously. I had so many. I had so many that I filled an entire shoebox with them. And I found it a couple of years back while I was cleaning my room, and I ended up getting rid of most of them because, I mean, they're little teeny tiny things that I don't have anywhere in this house to display, and I kind of regret it now because now that we're planning on moving and I'm getting my own art studio, like I could have sneakily hidden them all over my art studio, but I didn't know at the time that we were going to be moving. Um, I just knew that I didn't have anywhere to put them. But anyway, yeah, when I pulled my little figurine out of the mold, for whatever reason, my brain immediately went to those gumball machine aliens. So, um, that's what I'm making for my first figurine. I carved out little divots so that I could fit the eyes in, and they wouldn't stand out quite as much. Because just putting the resin eyes against like a round head, they kind of stand really far off of the head, and I wanted them to be a little bit more flush. So I carved into there, and then I stuck them in with clay. And I'm going to be painting them on the outside rather than the inside. Just because of the way that I want to paint them. I think it'll look better with the paint on the outside. So yeah, I'm not really concerned about the fact that there's clay all over the eyes right now because I'm going to be painting over them anyway. Just kind of trying to smooth out the edges of these little eyelids. Then I'm going to add the little mouth and fix up the feet. Go. This is where having tools in absolutely every single size comes in handy. Because I needed the really, really big tool to smooth all the way around the head. And I got this little teeny tiny one to get around the eyes. Move this out actually just a little bit more. Just so I can get them all at the same angle here. I think that's the hardest part, is just trying to match the angle exactly. So that's actually one of the reasons why I sculpted 4 different eyes, because I wanted to make sure I got 2 that were exactly the same depth and shape, so that it would make it a little bit easier to get that angle on the head. Okay. Oops, got a little bit of loose clay hanging out on the neck. Let's get that out of the way. Oh my gosh. It's sticking to everything because there's a little bit of liquid Sculpey leaking out just around that neck joint area. So just clear that off of there. All right, I'm going to put his little mouth on now. Oh boy, it's a little intimidating because I just got the head perfectly smooth. Okay. All right. Let's try and find the middle here. All right, that looks pretty centered. So I'm just gonna use the little ball tool. I love it. Oh my god. That's so perfect. The little O mouth. I want to make it just a little bit bigger though. Let's see how this one does. Yeah, okay, there we go. Smooth the edges. I'm definitely seeing the benefits of the polymer clay, because by this point, epoxy would be rock hard and I would not be able to continue to smooth it like this. So this is really nice. And air dry clay would be drying out, so it also would not be still smoothing this nicely after hours of working with it. Because I'm going on 2 hours here at this point. And it's still smoothing really nicely. All right. So his little head is done. I love it. I'm going to fix up the feet where I kind of accidentally flattened them while I was doing his head. So I think I'm going to have to put more clay on them. Yeah, just a little tiny bit, I think. Maybe this much on each foot, if even that. Just so I can smooth around the front bits again. This is a really awesome kit, by the way. Like, it includes so much more than I would have thought. I think I've said that a couple of times already, but like, there's stuff in here I definitely would not have thought to include that are in here. I'm like, man, I wish I had this. Oh yeah, I do have that. So like, it's really clear how much thought and care went into putting this kit together, and I think Jackie did a really great job. Even if the resin, even if I like my own resin better than her resin, I do like the clay. And the resin light was super helpful because I didn't have a good resin light or UV light. I just had a cheap one that I got on Amazon that took like an hour to actually cure anything. Um, so that's definitely helpful. I love the mold, the little figure mold. It's perfect. Other than the fact that he does lean a little bit forward. That's the one thing that I think I would change if I could, is somehow make the feet on the mold just lean a little bit more back, like I put my guy. That's why I have clay on his feet right now, is because you can kind of tell, oh, if I can get them to even stand up. So they lean kind of forward. There's a little bit of a curve in their stance, which makes them really front heavy. So if you build onto their face at all, they kind of topple forward. So yeah, I'm building onto my little guy's feet so that he looks a little more straight ahead instead of down at the table, which also has the effect of making him a little less front heavy and a little less likely to topple off of a shelf. I need to get, I think, a little bit more liquid Sculpey on the back of this foot, because it wants to peel. Let me do this one too, just in case. It's wanting to peel off of there, and I don't want it to. I'm trying really hard to get it to stick on there. I just want my little dude to stand up and not fall on his face, because I took a long time working on that face. All right. I think we're nice and smooth. Let me press him down into my mat again, get him flat. Okay. Smooth it out a little better. Okay. Yeah, so I got him standing a little bit straighter now, not quite as tilted forward. So I think that's going to help him be a little bit more stable. I still haven't decided what I want to put in the hand, but I do kind of like the idea of putting a little pitchfork in his hand. I think I might do that. I may build something out of wood and wires. A little pitchfork. Come on, get off of me. Oh no, I got the liquid Sculpey on my fingers and now everything's sticky to me again. Whoops. Just want to smooth his feet so that it doesn't look like he's wearing weird flat shoes. I want it to just be a foot. This over here. Try and get it smooth again. Oh. I definitely should not have done the feet first, because the first time he toppled over while I was doing his face, his little feeties just got smushed. I had them so nice and they got all smushed up. Okay, I think we're good again. That looks pretty smooth to me. All right, let's make sure he still stands. Yep. Oh, oh no, I just set him down on top of the sculpting tool and put a big dent in his foot. Oh gosh. Okay. Hey, he stands. I love it. Awesome. Okay, so just checking and making sure the big holes are all still patched well. I'm not too worried about the little bubbles because, again, I'm pretty sure that the paint job that I'm going to be doing on this one is going to hide a lot of sins with both the bubbles and any errant clay that may be making him a little less than perfectly smooth. But he stands. He's got his little gumball machine alien face. Oh no, don't fall. I almost dropped him. It's that uneven weight distribution. I just didn't quite have a good grip. There we go. I think I'm actually going to really quick just make this a little bit stronger of an indent. There. Okay. I think that's good. Oh man. That's kind of exciting. I know it's a really simple sculpt, but like I'm not an expert sculptor. I've only been sculpting like on and off for, going on 2 years now. I've never worked with polymer clay before. This is my first time. Um, and I have a vision for what I want, and it's not particularly a complicated sculpt. Most of the fun details are going to come in the painting. So, that I think I'm probably going to do on next week's stream. I'm just noticing that I didn't quite get all of the clay off of the top of the eye when I pushed it back. So let me just try and make sure there's not, there we go, not a lump just sitting on the eyeball, because I don't know if that's good or not. But okay, so I think he's done for now. I'm going to build him a little, oh, I'm going to do a pitchfork. I think that's going to be fun. But I think I might also do some kind of sports equipment, because I know my two people who rated me were not present when I was showing off the exact gumball machine aliens that were my inspiration. But it was these little dudes. So I think I may give him like a skateboard or something in his hand. Because the skateboarding one was my favorite. And I did think about giving him little shorts like the skateboarding guy, but honestly, like I might do that in between streams. We'll see. If he magically has shorts next week, then we'll know that I decided he needed shorts. But like I just wanted to get ahead on him first. So I'm gonna put him in the oven when I sign off here so that I can bake him and, as Jackie says, save my work, because I'm pretty happy with how his head and his feet are looking so far, and I don't want to accidentally mess them up again while trying to put shorts on him. So I think I'm probably going to make him a little skateboard that he can hold on to. Yeah, so I'm pretty happy with that. I'm gonna keep him here. I'm not gonna do anything else just yet, because I don't want to mess anything up. And also my hands are very sticky now with liquid sculpt and cause clay. So okay, so thank you for watching. That's going to be it for my art stream today. I will be doing my video game stream tomorrow. Probably doing more indie games, just because I've kind of been having fun with those, and I don't have a big game planned, because I'm working on the videos for Visage in between my streams, because I can't stream it because it breaks my stream. So I think until I finish Visage, or at least finish the first chapter of Visage, I'm probably going to keep doing like the little indie games on my streams. I might do more Spooky's Jump Scare Mansion. I might do more of the Spookware if I run out of indie games. But I know there's like Christmas themed indie horror games that I kind of want to do a few of those for the next couple of weeks, just because I think that'll be fun. Yeah, so that'll be Thursday, and then I will be back. I know it still says on my schedule Tuesday for my art streams. I'm going to be switching them to Wednesdays. I can't remember how to fix my Twitch calendar yet, so as soon as I figure that out, I'm going to be fixing my Twitch calendar so that it has my proper streaming days. Wednesdays are just easier for me. I seem to have less conflicts of things on Wednesdays, especially with house hunting, because my mom she doesn't have regular days off, but she seems to have more Tuesdays off than other days. So trying to do my streams on Tuesdays when we're also scheduling house viewings on Tuesdays because she's off of work is a little bit, it's too stressful. So I'm going to move them to Wednesdays indefinitely. They're going to continue to be at the same time. So really anytime between 2 and 3 when I can get my shit together and start my stream. And then for now, I'm keeping the video game streams on Thursdays. So that's not going to change. Just trying to make sure if there's anything else I wanted to say before I sign off. I think that's it. So yeah, next Wednesday I will be painting my little dude. Uh, so if you want to see more of my sculpting or any of the other random arts and crafts things or the video games that I do on my stream, please feel free to subscribe to me. If those days don't work for you, I also upload my stream videos either the same day or the next day onto YouTube. I'm also Spooky Doll Lady over there, so yeah, you can always watch after the fact. I don't I still follow my comments and try to respond to my comments on there every time I see them. It might not be immediately, but yeah, so if you're watching this on YouTube, hi on YouTube. um okay, so I think that's it. Thanks for watching. I hope it was enjoyable, and hi to my new viewers. Hopefully I'll see you again. Bye.